Discover Calorie Shell Divination, ancient wisdom at your fingertips. You set the shells, I decode your answers, love, career, and more. We've got the guidance you seek. Tap into shamanic roots, uncover your inner energy, chase your dreams, learn from the wisdom of tribal mystics, bridging the gap to your potential. Supercharge your experience with us. Book now at tanyad.tv for self-discovery, and I will see you on the other side. Ashe. Inshallah and Ashe. Welcome back, and a divine will's blessings to you and for you. My name is Tanya D. I am your go-to holistic shaman, medium, otherworldly life coach, and a reflector by design. And welcome to my virtual medicine room. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and hit that white rabbit. It's the only way truly where we can elevate that nutrition quotient here on YouTube. And Musing with Tanya D. I did start activating and uploading my podcast here on YouTube as well. You could still tune in on my website, of course, or other opportunities. But we are choreographing, we're mapping out the elementals, the realm of spirit, to bring to you the magical being that truly resides within each and every one of us. Gratitude, as always, for paying it forward. So we truly have excelled beyond divine spiritual connection, mapping out the design with numerology and sacred geometry and so much more. But this week we do have, we've officially entered the season of Libra, the season of the scales, balancing our harmonics, sound harmonics, by the way. Seed sounds, anybody? The Libra Sacred Spirit Circle meditation is actually on the highway for some tuning in, affirming, listening. It's our throat center, just opening up. We're kind of revising those channels, especially during the seasons of life, seasons of the year, cycles of nature, so on and so forth. But our throat center actually activates, it percolates between the ages of 6.5 to 8.5. So if you could actually possibly reflect on that time of your life and what was happening then in your environment and within yourself, it usually is like what you are hearing is not in alignment with what you're seeing. It's not mapped out properly. They weren't in alignment. And I'm going to tell you a story of what actually happened to me, which I find fantastically amusing now. But I vividly remember my mom taking me to the predominant church, I'll say here, where I live. And I really can't remember if it was a bishop or like a council commissioner. I don't know, whatever they called them. But I was actually 7 or 8. Actually, I could have been activating my third eye. But either way, this bishop or council member, I'll say, he actually said something, and I instantly knew it was not true. And no, I don't remember specifically what he said, but I just blurted out, outside voice, no, that's not true. And my mom was, of course, I don't know if she was horrified, maybe a little stunned. I'm actually not sure. And she's not here to ask, so I can't ask her. Well, I guess I could, but I won't go there. Anyway, she kind of hushed me up a little bit and said, I just looked up to her and I just said, but it's not true. So we, of course, left the church at that time. And on the way home, it was kind of like the sound of silence. And I can say that we didn't really make our way back to the confines of that organized religion. At least I did not. She did later in life. So when I say revisit, kind of explore your voice. Children are authentic in their voice, and they should never be shut down when they're speaking. So when you were around the ages of 6.5 to age 8.5, kind of go back to that moment. I would probably meditate in on it, hone in on it. Like, were you hearing spirit, the inside voice, and just kind of comment what was really happening for you as you reflect. So it's the in-body centers. They actually get activated at different times. And then we actually have the out-of-body energetic centers that get activated for like 7 years outside of the first 7. And within those 7 years, the in-body ones kind of recycle through the outer body ones. So for me, I just hit my personal energetic twist, I'll say. So initiating great change, spiritual acumen being activated. I mean, my mom's mom, she actually hit a milestone age. I think I've said this before. She's 98 years young. Holy shift. I can only imagine what she has truly experienced in her earth journey in this timeline. So if you find that you have issues with your thyroid, check into what was stirring for you within those spiritual truths. Like, it was your voice being shut down, using your voice. The throat is all about communicating, sharing our needs, singers, musicians, invoking. So if you find that you have food issues, even, that's like stuffing your mouth. The need to be a compulsive eater, stifling our emotions. It's all through the mouth, right? It's actually the fire too. But the need to be like Madonna and express ourselves. That's kind of what that song reminds me of. It's the subtle body, it truly is fascinating. Balancing the energy body, the spirit to the physical. We are spirit beings and having this energy body experience in the physical. So Libra season, the season of the rooster too, by the way, until of course we hit about the 8th of October, the element comes in, the dog. But we do kick off this week with the goddess of the night, the moon. So you may feel like nurturing your 6-year-old or 7-year-old self with the moon in Aquarius. And you may also feel the circuitry, 2 air signs, Libra and Aquarius. So feel into your feelings. What are they saying? Your throat center. Respond in kind. We're going through the season of how we relate in relationships to ourselves. The rooster may bring out some cocky squelching, if you will, or screaming. So balancing the threads that we're weaving. So if you're not loving the feeling today, change the tone, the octave. Unload the feeling of your relationship to yourself to really feel fantastic and kind of feel the seed sound of that. And I do have a podcast actually dedicated to the Archangel of Libra on my website. I put the show notes, the link in the show notes, but it's Jophiel, which actually truly authentically goes magically with Libra. It's about beauty. So tune in, especially if you happen to have Chiron in Libra or any planets at the 6th degree, adding to a 6. Just saying. Just remember, I truly am your otherworldly shamanic reflecting assistant. You truly are your own healer, but sometimes we get in these airwaves and we do need an otherworldly life coach assistant to express our magical selves, myself included, by the way, because we all have magic. The daily, weekly snippet show. What do I muse about here? What's this all about? Well, I kind of bring in the elements of the highway, the planetary aspects, the elementals of the galaxy. That's kind of how I see them. And I do follow the lunar energies of the moon. The moon was fantastic over the weekend, by the way. I am still sleeping outside, just so you know. But we all have intuitive gifts. So if you're feeling the call to really navigate yours, hone in on them, I do have a fun quiz, Change Your Stars, to really activate your intuitive gifts, your psychic abilities, and kind of see which ones you have. We always have more than one. And the 4 pillars of Chinese destiny, I kind of bring those in for the elements of the day. And I'm always asking myself as a reflector, it really is about the right time, the right place, the right people, and time and space. I go through this every day, by the way. And what am I seeing that nobody else can see or sense or feel? Or what's the movement I'm creating within my sensing and feeling? And what's the solution within the movement? I'm more solution driven, I should say. But if you're curious, again, how you can utilize the elementals on or off grid, my portal to activate your rising star, the rising of the origins, is still open. I talk about the elementals, something that you may not have collaborated with an elemental before. But as always, the key is truly trusting our intuition. And Change Your Stars, just take my quiz. It's super fun, by the way. Just saying. Some of your intuitive gifts might really be out of otherworldly, out of body energetic centers, really, I would say they choreograph a different way, and really cleansing our auric field. That's been a big thing for me lately. The etheric body, the energy highway, and the moon, following the moon. I would actually journal with the moon if you really want to get in touch with your emotions as they cycle through. I mean, that's what I do. But while we're in the season of Libra, it really is like the full chalice coming into light, kind of revisiting or revising our relationship to ourself and to the world, our love space, creativity, even having inner peace, all kinds of relationships, by the way. It could be business, it could be contracts, because Libra's kind of the judge with the scales, So you may experience an energetic hiccup in those kind of arenas or areas. It's the harmonics of our soul. You may find the need to do a sound tune-up, really, even sound bathing, like when we tune up a guitar, a harp, or any string instrument. I'm thinking of my mother's violin. But I like to see this as an observationship, an observership, observing from the cloud lines, like what are you seeing that others may not be seeing? It really is about spiritual truths, being truthful about what we feel, what we believe, and asking ourselves if our beliefs are in alignment with our spiritual truths, or are they somebody else's beliefs that aren't really resonating with our harmonics. They kind of make us feel like that scratch on the chalkboard or a vinyl record, when you scratch it. But this is the season of spiritual truths and really raising our tone, be in tone or sound alignment. You may feel emotions bubbling from your 7-year-old self, young self. Just be aware and, more importantly, be loving and nurturing to those expressions. And just a few announcements here on the menu. I know I already said the Libra Sacred Spirit Circle. That meditation is up. Be sure to subscribe so you get those white rabbit notifications. And thanks for loving, sharing, and commenting. I do see you. I'm just grateful. I'm kind of humbled, actually. The Harvest Moon Meditation, Aries, the full moon, that's going to be up soon. And gratitude and thank you for taking the views for my meditations into the infinite. By the way, I love that. I do have a new podcast episode. I actually have them out weekly. You can tune into as well on this mystical, magical Monday. But the podcast that I have, this is Jonathan Roberts, The Way Science is Discovering the Path to Lasting Peace. I've been putting all my podcasts on YouTube, so there's some insight there. But he's our message this week, so that was fantastic. And I'll have a little cue in at the end of my show if you want to have a little snippet of that. And Cowrie Shell Divinations, I did do an intro at the beginning of the show here. So Cowrie Shell Divinations, an art of divination brought to the West by Elder Malidoma Somé. I'm a protege, I'm a student of his. But I offer one-on-one soul support sessions connecting you to your magic, your medicine, ritual, the elementals. So if your soul's really at a crossroads, maybe you're just not sure what route to take. I truly am doing in-person divinations at Crohn's Hollow only on Thursdays, noon to 4 p.m. Limited slots open, but you can schedule online. I do have that activated. Plus, I'm doing Gift and Purpose this Saturday, again at Crohn's Hollow, 2 p.m., September 30th. And you can register for my website or just pay at the store there. But you can also schedule those divinations online. I do offer them over Zoom. I do record them. And from here, I feel like there's a lot of us that are new to energy healing and energy medicine. I've been in this field since I arrived on planet Earth, if I'm being honest with myself, just saying. But the energy body demystified, that's kind of a beginner's if you're new to the chakra system and recalibrating your energetic fields and whatnot. It's kind of a foundational offering that I have for beginners. And then from there, that's when we dive into Change Your Stars, which I love Change Your Stars as well. Actually, I love them all. What am I saying? But this is really activating your intuition and really diving deep. I feel like this is probably a better offering for somebody who uses their intuition and is an energy healer, basically. But I do believe that we all are stars on a spiritual walk of fame, and it's just time to activate the star that we all are. And then from here, I do have my other favorites, because these ones I connect with the beings of the other world, uncovering the secrets, the sauce of the beings there. And I also do dive into my life and death experience, my near-death experience in this offering, just a different point of view. I just see that as being initiated early on, blessed by death. It's like I had to go back and get the memo. And then from here, we do go into voices of the other world. So if you're a channeler, the little beings and how they speak to us, obviously, is very different. And the Shamanic Healing Academy, that's the Sha in the medium. This is for people that really need I would say a tribe, a private village to activate their wizardry and have conversations for wizards, witches, seers, reflectors, of course, just saying. So the academy is open. And if you didn't know, for some celebratory fun, I've been doing a 21-day manifestation journey or a challenge that's been airing on my channel. I did actually post a part 2 to day 5 about decluttering. And if you are new to my channel, my show, and don't know who I am the Tanya D. I am a holistic shaman medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a reflector by design. I work one-on-one with guests and also have online offerings to guide you into deeper levels of peace and power, really using subtle energies, the elementals, of course, and just elevating different states of awareness and consciousness just to activate that. But on the elemental highway this week, we've got a young fire dog of a day. I love saying that. It's a dog day. So this tells me our heart's warming up. It's a charismatic, loyal, loving dog. So we really kick off this week with excitable, lively energy, young fire. That's the sun, and the sun shines upon everything. So this energy is more about, it's quick to respond, probably some extra spicy, you might come across that way, metal, passionate fire energy, but our day's rooted in the dog, the yin fire down straight below. So, but it's an unfriendly rooting. This is competition, partnerships may be competing, and the dog is a mountain. Remember, we go to the mountain to tell the mountain our secrets. So this is also our partner. The dog, anything below the daymaster is the partner, your intimate relationships, basically your marriage kind of pillar is what they call it. But yeah, the dog is taking energy from us and probably feeling a little bit in competition with us, to be honest. But our day is prosperous, it's abundance, and yin metal is an asset, value, money, the month. So we're going to kind of generate abundance through using our voice. And it's curious, Libra is our voice, sound, the element of sound, lots of sound healing, percolating through all the energy centers, which is fantastic. Drumming brings in the beat of the earth. And the month, the metal, that's also sound. So there's a lot happening here. And the water is authority to a yang fire or fire day, leadership qualities. But it's about being in the flow, and yang fire reflects with yin water. So that's a fantastic combination there. So I think we're going to be reflecting our abilities, our gift, and our purpose. And even the rabbit is feeding our day, even though it's kind of far away. And remember, the rabbit and the rooster don't get along. They're in conflict, So being that the rooster is the energy that's more active, it's coming alive right now, but that is the year. So, it's going to be conflict. I'm just saying that. It's kind of a conflicting energy. And the dog, don't mind the gnat blowing at me. The dog is actually part of the rooster frame, the direction, the hour of the monkey. That's going to be a little more actually intense, I guess, just so you know. But yin energy is what goes on the inside of our body, and the month and the day are all yin. So this is happening for the entire month. And the yang is what we express out into the world. So we have all the elementals. Fire, though, fire we need more of still. I'm saying that because fire is the energy of spirit and dreams, connecting with source, like having a spirit to spirit conversation. Just pay attention to signs in spirit nation, if you will. And as far as the messages, I'm actually going with the seers. I feel like they are really in tune and connected with the energy of Libra. So today we actually start with the Fool, which I love for various reasons. But the Zero, I always think Zero is a hero. It's about energetic boundaries, creating sacred space. This one's the flower of life, the tree of life, kind of, but it's the flower. It's a crystal, so it's like getting ready to dive into a soul path adventure, new beginnings, an awakening, possibly an optimistic one. And often, when we dream up things, it begins with, people might tell us it's a foolish idea, but I'm saying the bigger the better, something to explore, to become something greater than ever before, magical, mystical, of course. This is like childlike optimism. And again, going back to your 7-year-old self and going deep within your inner knowingness. It's just about reminding us that we can achieve all of those magical, otherworldly, imaginal things. Holding the note. So it's like, what have you been dreaming of? The soul journey begins with a single step, igniting. So you may find yourself on the edge of an epic roadway, an adventure, a journey. So just imagine your future as you turn towards it and really go into it. This is the divine leap of faith. And, it's like, what channel are you subscribing to? I always like to subscribe to the laws of spirit over the laws of man. That subscription channel has just got a better frequency vibration. I do subscribe to the universe. It's time to really tune in. That's kind of the message. And it really goes with the energy of today too. So just saying, they're both in alignment. And then on Terrific Tuesday, let me move that down so I don't get in my way. The 9 of Cups, which this is all sun-like and joy, feels like the solar plexus. The 9, putting our feelings into action or acting upon what we feel. I would say either way. This feels like the divine pour of gratitude. Those sound bowls are coming down at us, just opening up our heart to our gifts. It's like the celestial wishing tree or wishing well, knowing that they're on their way. Maybe you're feeling a little bit of delay of being grateful. So appreciate the journey. This is a message of abundance and allowing ourselves to experience the joy molecules, knowing that we're kind of on this filling up journey inside of us, percolating. Excuse me, I had my own little energetic hiccup right there. So I had to nip and tuck the show. But this is about filling your cup to the brim with joy, laughter, the molecules, and thrusting us out into the next phase and practicing gratitude for the dreams that have yet to come. This makes me feel like the universal blessing bowl is being returned back to us from the universe, just saying. And with that, oh my goddess, here we go. Another 9 of Wands, or at least a 9. So we're bringing in the 9s today. We might be attuning to the 9s, our root center. It's a fiery energy, water to fire. I'm loving the orb on her staff, if you can see that. So we've kind of pushed beyond our own limitations on Wednesday. And this is Wizardry Wednesday, so that makes that staff even more galactic juicy. So it's about staying open and trusting ourselves as we do. So it's a message of determination and excitement for what's bubbling, what's to come. So it's really a motivating message, especially when we face challenges, energetic hiccups. It's a message of us not, don't give up. Keep on going. We're kind of at the bend of success. It's just around the corner. So something's percolating, something's coming up, bubbling to the surface. Something possibly feels threatening what we feel. Maybe we're not feeling safe or secure. So it really is important to kind of see how far you've come. Like that Libra mirror, Christopher Renstrom, the Libra mirror, where you're looking in the mirror, looking behind you to see what's coming. That's kind of what you want to do. And really step into the limelight. Be resilient. Forces of adversity usually show up to test us, all in all, pushing us to keep on moving forward, to really make sure that our heart's in alignment. We're trying to sink the deal. And on a side note, the full harvest moon should be up. If you haven't subscribed, you should get that notification. By the way, I bring that up because we're heading into the moon's energy here. And then on Thursday, tantalizing Thursday, we've got the Queen of Cups, which actually I find curious because both the Queen and the 9 were both otherworldly. But she's in all her glory. This is all about the emotions, divine feminine emotions, right? Sometimes our intuitive heart is opening up, it's expressing, it's the deep love. And as a Scorpio moon, I think the intensity of a Scorpio moon is because we love so deeply. And we're very deep into that. It's this inside of us kind of energy. So it's about loving ourselves deeply. This feels like spirit love. Or do you feel as if you are suppressing emotions, feeling insecure? Maybe you need to open up, listen more. It's an opportunity to really actualize our emotions. I would sit in conversation myself. So this is one of the most intuitive characters in the eyes of the tarot. Floating in her dreamlike wonder, a state of spiritual equilibrium, deep connection. The moon on this day is going to be in Pisces, so it's a very intuitive indeed message. Being otherworldly, possibly we become out of touch with our feelings, our emotions. So really tuning into them. Or maybe you're suppressing your feelings even our intuitive gifts. Sometimes a lot of us suppress our abilities, refusing to see the obvious or maybe hear or whatever. So be vulnerable, especially when feelings of emotional insecurities come up, especially about connecting with others. Libra is about connection, partnerships, and with ourselves, right? So grow into being a better connector to yourself, your authenticity. So that's fantastic. And then we finish up with the full moon on Fantastic Friday, the full harvest moon in Aries. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my goddess. So this is really bringing it all home. This is the wheel, loving and trusting and loving the wheels of time and fate, being open to the Celtic wisdom. I do have runes. Of course I do. You know that. But the wheel, sigils, signs. I love to carve runes and my little ogham sticks. I don't know if you know I do that. But either way, I love that we started with the Fool and we're finishing the week with the Wheel on a full moon, allowing the faded, the transformational energies to assist us to expand our earthly experiences, co-creating with Creator. Changing fate, destiny, receiving a lucky break, cycling through those karmic lessons, good karma too, right? Karma can also be fantastic. So it's like we're at the cusp, we're at the turning point. I would say the bridge, the bridging the gaps. So it's kind of the blessing, the wheel's blessing us with the divine gift, the poor. And I don't know if you can see, but she's got two little dice on her neck. They're kind of probably hard to see. But this is about synchronicities, looking for those fantastic opportunities and be open to receive them, be receptive, the joy molecules. So these are the kind of opportunities that really propel, like push. I'm thinking of a propeller on a boat, when it pushes you forward, changing everything for the better and the greater, the highest good. So if you're really open to seeing the signs, the symbols, the synchronicities that are in alignment, abundance, and follow those little breadcrumbs, fate really is moving us forward towards those happy, bliss-filled endings and maybe new beginnings. The wheel's always spinning. Things are always cycling. Things never remain the same, right? Especially as they once were before. Nature's always in transformation. So it's about enjoying the cycles, the spin, the rebirthing, regenerating. So we have the chance to really spin the world upwards towards our own personal expansion, enlightenment. But I do feel like sometimes we got to ascend all the way, descend before we can ascend. That's just my thing. So there's no need to control the wheel. It actually is impossible. So see the reflection of the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, we come from the Fool, so maybe it's time to reflect on the wheel for what it truly is. It's the spin. It's recognizing all the beauty of all the things in this lifetime and even others, the magic of a lifetime of experiences waiting to spring us forward towards living a life transformed. So this truly is fantastic. Go ahead and listen to the moon meditation. It is a ride. Intentions, right? And I will have a ritual in the show notes, by the way. Go ahead and share your favorite rituals as well. But I would affirm that I am open to synchronicities, feeling an innovative action to take, an inspiration to take. And again, I do offer divinations on my site, along with intuitive offerings. If you feel you do need assistance, go ahead and book a session with me online. Comment below. And as always, I will see you on the other side. Ashe, blessings. Thanks again.
But when it comes to, say, higher states of consciousness, we now know that certain brain waves lead to feelings of intense love and bliss. So then the question becomes, how do you use neurofeedback or drugs or trainings of different kinds to help people into those brainwave states? And of course, I talk about that in the Enlightenment Project, but the short answer is that there's these great gadgets and techniques and ways to measuring EEG brainwaves. And these technologies keep getting better and better. And hopefully they become more and more accessible to more people so that we learn better ways. It doesn't take us 20 years of meditation to feel peaceful. Maybe with the right technique, it takes 20 minutes. And I actually work with people with MDMA to help them know how they experience love in expanded states.